Alrighty guys, in this video we're going to be talking about some underrated airports in the kind of the community of Infinite Flight. So yeah, this video is going to kind of show you some of the underrated, or at least maybe not, some of these might not be underrated, but a lot of them in this list are definitely overlooked. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. And our first airport is going to be Kilo Sam Alpha November, also known as KSAN, which is San Diego International Airport. And the reason I say this is because in real life, this airport has an insane approach over the buildings. You get really close to the buildings. Oh my god. You get really close to the buildings on final approach. And this airport is like 3D. And even though it has a short runway, big planes like the A380 probably can land here. And I just think this airport's one of a kind because it's just kind of in the heart of downtown. And I don't see a lot of people using this airport. I mean, I see very little people. Like, there's very little times that there's air traffic control online at this airport. And I chose this list mainly because I mostly went based off of how many times air traffic control controls this airport, and it's a decent amount of times. But soon I will be doing a video about overrated airports in Infinite Flight. But yeah, this is also a free default airport, so that makes it even better. In my opinion, like, say you didn't have Pro. If you didn't have Infinite Flight Pro, you could probably fly from like San Diego to LAX up here if you want, or all the way up to SFO. But yeah, this is one of the more overlooked airports. I mean, they even have a little international terminal, and I just think it's a really cool little airport overall. But let's go ahead and get to our next one on this list. So our next airport on this list is going to be Maho Beach, also known as St. Martin, also known as TNCM. And you probably know why I'm talking about this one, but this one, Princess Juliana International Airport, is famous for its low approaches over the beach. And let me just get the KLM 747, because the KLM 747 was like the biggest plane to ever fly there. And yeah, the approaches over the beach were very cool, and I rarely ever see people flying to this airport, and I really do think they should. It's an airport in the Caribbean, and obviously I did a flight. When I did the flight to here, I actually did do it from Amsterdam. One time I used the A330-300, which is the plane they use today on this route. And back in the day, they used the KLM 747. The second time, I used the 747. But this is also good plane spotting, because you can just go right here, right? You can see the planes going right over you. So just search up on YouTube, like, St. Martin or Maho Beach or Princess Juliana Airport, and it'll pop up. This is a nice little airport, you know. It's kind of one of those mom and pop airports, but it's one of those small airports, but it's also big at the same time. Like, I think this might be a Class C. Okay, this is a Class Delta airport. But yeah, I mean, once again, kind of a relatively short runway, but like I said, you'll have no problem landing here, even in a big aircraft like the 747. But yeah, the next airport on this list is going to be London. And you might be thinking, what in the world? London is one of the most overrated areas in the game. I'm not talking about London Heathrow. I'm talking about London Gatwick in London City. Basically all the other London airports besides London Heathrow. Like, whenever people fly to London, they never fly to London Gatwick. I think one of my favorite, okay, how do I put this? I kind of like London Gatwick better than London Heathrow, just because, I don't know, because Ryanair flies there, I don't know. But London Gatwick Airport is one of those airports where it'll take some getting used to because they have some like closed off taxiways, and on the expert server, the airspace is kind of like, I don't know, special. I guess people don't fly there because they have like a special airspace or something. They have like a NOTAM going on. But this airport is a nice London airport. This is where like the budget airlines fly when they fly to London. They don't fly to like London Heathrow. Like Ryanair doesn't fly to London Heathrow. EasyJet flies to London Heathrow, but they also fly to this airport. And one of those airports, it's another one of those airports that are cool. But one of the features that are really cool is this little archway right here. I think this is a really cool thing. And I think this is actually at Denver Airport too, and these are in real life too. It's a really cool part of the airport, and I really wish I could go to London Gatwick Airport in real life, maybe one day. But really though, like this airport, especially that thing over there, is really cool because, who wouldn't want to see a cool creation like that? Like, I get that it's in quite literally within the same airspace as London Heathrow, but really, you gotta show these smaller airports some love because, I mean, I feel like smaller airports don't get as much attention. So let's just go ahead and go under this bridge over here. But I feel like smaller airports like this, like say Chicago for example, when people fly to Chicago, they always fly to O'Hare. They never fly to Midway. And same with New York. They never fly to LaGuardia. They always fly to JFK. I rarely see any people going to LaGuardia. I did a flight from Dallas Love Field to wait, no, it wasn't Dallas. It was Houston Hobby to it was Houston Hobby to LaGuardia Airport in New York. Make sure to go check that video out. It was pretty good. But anyway, the next airport is also going to be another London airport, and this is London City Airport. Now I know that this airport, a lot of people know about it in real life, but I don't see a lot of people flying to it in game. So, even I have trouble landing at this airport. It's a relatively short runway, and you can barely even make the takeoff here. Like, we're going to have to go flaps 2. I'm going to do 25% trim. We're just going to do a quick takeoff, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to use full throttle, and I'm going to say our rotation speed's going to be 142 knots. So as you see, we're just going to rotate nice and normal here, and you barely have enough runway to get up. But yeah, you get the idea. This is also one of those airports, kind of like San Diego, where I think it has the same runway numbers as San Diego too, but it goes right near the city, so that's why it's such a steep approach in runway 9, in runway 09, because it's such a steep approach over the downtown area, and the parking spots are kind of nice and little too. And I'm not going to waste too much time on London airports, but definitely one worth mentioning, London Stansted over here. It's definitely a good airport. Fly there a lot with Ryanair. And next airport is going to be Manchester Airport. I just think this airport's underrated because I just like Manchester, and I don't fly there a lot myself, but yeah, a lot of these airports that are underrated are in the UK. But yeah, these Manchester Airport, I think it has a custom-made air traffic control tower. I could be wrong, but I participated in a live stream for Lane's Aviation here, and I think this is the most crowded I've ever seen this place. But one of those other smaller airports, a nice, cool Manchester. Now we're gonna do a quick hop over here to Ireland, Dublin, specifically Dublin, EIDW. This is another one of those places where I like to fly to with Ryanair. I don't see a lot of people using this airport, which I'm not sure why. I really don't know why, because I mean it's a 3D airport. I really don't see any flaws with it, so people should probably be using it more often. Like, if I'm being honest, um I feel like I see Oakland International Airport right near San Francisco International Airport being used more than this. And Oakland is kind of like a non-known city. So, yeah, another one of the underrated airports is going to be all the way over here in Istanbul. Now, the reason I think this one's underrated is because very little air traffic fly to here, but when air traffic control is present, this place is packed. But, I mean, it's a cool looking airport. I mean, the terminals are shaped in a unique way. I think, like, Singapore has something, or Hong Kong's terminals are shaped like this, but let's just get up in the air. Like, let me just get a little higher altitude. But it's kind of built really good. Like, I just like the shape of it, and the scenery around it is also really good. You got quite a big set of runways to choose from, so there's really no excuse why if you don't like this airport because of the runways, there's a lot of runways to choose from. And I think the taxiway is kind of one of a kind too. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen taxiways like that. Never actually paid attention to that, but you even got like roads going on here, little road traffic. So yeah, this airport's one of the underrated ones. Now we're going to go over here. I think it's Porto. I could be wrong. It's Lisbon. I think this is it. I think this is Porto. Could be wrong. But Lisbon is a underrated airport, and I don't think I've ever flown here. I could be wrong, but one of those airports that I think I've flown here like once, but yeah, Lisbon. I think it's in like Portugal. I could be wrong. Please do not hate on me for this, but I think it's in Portugal. Like really, you could do a flight from Lisbon all the way up here to Porto. So, yeah, this is another one of those underrated airports. One of those mom and pop airports too. I kind of like the mom and pop airports because they're nice and quiet, but kind of too quiet at times. You know, it's once again, you gotta show the small airports some love sometimes, you know. And now we're gonna go just a little bit up the country to Porto over here. One of those other like underused, underrated airports. Like I said, both of these airports are 3D, and you do not need a pro subscription, I don't think, to access this airport. It's one of those good airports that are overlooked even by non-pro users. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but people who don't have pro usually use the California region a lot. I don't feel like people without Infinite Flight Pro would use that region because shoot, I feel like even without Infinite Flight Pro, you would get a good region. Like they give you a good region, like the California region. Cause shoot, what you got? You got Palm Springs, you got San Diego, LAX, and San Francisco in the same region, and that's one of the busiest airspaces in the entire country right there. So you gotta show that some love. But this is one of those airports. It's kind of, I think it's a busy international airport, but international flights are kind of small at this airport. Should probably fly here sometime. But there's not a lot of airports left on this list. We are going to go over here back to the US. We're going to go to an airport, which I'm pretty sure all of you know. It's going to be Honolulu. But, I mean, Honolulu, it's kind of underused, at least underused. I don't know if it's underrated, but I don't use it a lot. Not a lot of people use it. And you got a great view of cool, unique mountains. It's one of the things that Hawaii is known for, is its mountains. And Yeah, the airport's just kind of cool overall. You got that. Let me see if I can zoom in. I'm too lazy to go all the way over there. You got that, like, parking structure looking thing, which I could have sworn was not there. Like, I don't know. But you got a lot of terminals and stuff. This is also one of those airports that you do not need a pro subscription to access, and it's one of those good vacation destinations if you're looking to do like a vacation flight. And let's see, another thing on this list. Let's do Sydney. So Sydney is kind of underrated. Um, Once again, it's an international airport, and it's just, I don't know, people don't use it a lot. Not a lot. I mean, I see a lot of people flying to it, but it could be a little more. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because people do use it a lot, but I mean, I don't see a lot of people using it, so yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good airport. One of those airports that you do not need a pro subscription for either. So, definitely worth checking out. One of those free airports. Um, let's see, and then the final airport. Shoot, what should I do for the final airport? I'm gonna go to Abu Dhabi. So this final airport is going to be OMAA. It's right near Dubai, and I can see why nobody flies to it because it's near Dubai, and people don't want to fly to Abu Dhabi. They want to fly to Dubai. So this airport is really cool. It's one of those airports, like I said, like look at that air traffic control tower. Like that's pretty cool looking. Um, Both this one and Dubai have pretty cool 3D airports. Yeah, Abu Dhabi's just kind of an underused airport. I barely see anybody using it. Like, I see Doha being used more than this, and yeah, this is good for Etihad flights. I don't fly Etihad a lot. I just don't. But yeah, I'm surprised this big airport is a Class Delta. I thought it was going to be like a Class B. But anyway, I'm going to end this video here, guys. If you guys did enjoy this video, kind of an informational video, like a few of these videos are, if you have any other airports that you think are underrated, tell me in the comments. But other than that, I think that's going to be a wrap for this video. If you did enjoy this video and want more videos like this, do consider subscribing to my channel, as it'll very help me in the long run. And I just hope that you have a wonderful day whenever you're watching this. And yeah, hit that like button. Bye-bye.